Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and yes, we've come to the second/last Valentine's Day-ish special, and as I hinted in the first Valentine's Day-ish special, and if you knew exactly what it was that I was hinting, this one featuring our beloved Madagascar animals. Yes, you read the title, you know exactly what it is that I'm reviewing. Yes, that's right. I'm reviewing Madly Madagascar. Yes, Madly Madagascar. I guarantee you that nobody could have imagined seeing a Madagascar Valentine's Day special. I mean, it's just like, I think, yeah, the same goes for, like, nobody would have expected there being a Ice Age Easter special. I mean, you know, the Christmas ones, those that have done Christmas specials from, of course, Madagascar, Shrek, Ice Age, Toy Story, need I go on? Like, those made sense, but, you know, others, well, I mean, the one where Shrek did Halloween, Monsters vs. Aliens did Halloween, both of them had their own Halloween special. Yeah, that made sense for them to have their own Halloween specials. You know, even Toy Story of Terror, yeah, that made sense too. But sometimes it's just weird to see something like this and Ice Age having an Easter special. You know what I mean? Because I think, yeah, really, you wouldn't expect those to exist. But yet, as of now, they do. But, you know, I think in this case, for Madly Madagascar, yeah, they found a way, to make this good and for it to make sense. Because, yeah, I mean, what goes on in Madly Madagascar, yeah, pretty good. And, of course, you know, knowing our beloved Madagascar animals/mammals, you know, even, like, from the penguins and lemurs, oh my gosh, like, what they do on Valentine's Day, it's hilarious. But, anyways, as always, read the description/the story. As Alex the lion yearns to feel the joy of a romantic Valentine's Day in sun-kissed Africa, out of the blue, a heart-shaped bottle of the precious and potent, yeah, I'm sure I got that one word right, love potion number 9 falls from the sky on King Julian's head. Undoubtedly, this must be a sign from the heavens, and now all animals, great or small, will see why this is Alex's favorite holiday. That is, if the furry emperor doesn't get greedy. Will everyone in the tawny savannah catch a whiff of love's irresistible elixir? Okay, first off, a lot is happening, and what goes on in Madly Madagascar. Okay, so for example, like, you know, as I read, Alex, this, you know, Valentine's Day being his favorite time of the year, especially since back at the New York Zoo, everybody, you know, was throwing, like, Valentine's Day cards at him, and he was just, you know, really loving the love and appreciation from his fans and such, and, you know, spreading joy and, you know, celebrating Valentine's Day in the African savannah, and, you know, the African animals have no idea what Valentine's Day is, but, you know, all except for, well, Alex, Marty, Gloria, and Melman. And of course, you know, we have our 4 main Madagascar animals. Alex, once again, being voiced by Ben Stiller, Marty, Chris Rock, Melman, David Schwimmer, and Gloria, Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah, because they know what Valentine's Day is, and Alex, you know, goes on explaining about Valentine's Day, and he tells the African animals, you know, about, you know, you write someone a Valentine, you give them a Valentine, and, you know, they give you one in return. So yeah, and he basically, like, like made something on a tree, like, sending in their Valentine's Day cards to him. But then, like, and at the start of this Madagascar Valentine's Day special, an aircraft that's carrying a lot of Valentine's Day supplies and such, the co-pilot is trying out, perfume, and that's basically, yeah, that's what it is, perfume, and yet King Julian and the other animals, they think it's a love potion. I'm surprised that Marty, Alex, Gloria, and Melman, like, they didn't know that this... should they have known it was perfume? I would assume, but, like, the main pilot, he tells it to, just throw it out of the plane. And, of course, yeah, he does so, and, yeah, it lands on Julian's head, and he thinks it's a love potion, and by reading the label and such, even though it's just perfume. Like, what's in the perfume is a very nice smell and such. And, well, this causes the animals of Africa to, well, fall in love with this scent, and, if somebody is covered in it and such. And by the way, because King Julian, being voiced by Danny Jacobs, and yeah, he has voiced King Julian numerous times, whenever Sacha Baron Cohen is not available. Like, he most prominently voiced King Julian in the Penguins of Madagascar series. But there was one piece of Madagascar material where Sacha Baron Cohen did record his line/dialogue for King Julian, but then later on in production, Danny Jacobs voiced King Julian, and that was Merry Madagascar. So yeah, if you know about that. But in this, yeah, it's Danny Jacobs in Madly Madagascar. And, Danny Jacobs, he's good at doing King Julian, and whenever Sacha Baron Cohen's not available, so. And, we also have Maurice, and Maurice, once again, being voiced by Cedric, the Entertainer. And apparently, Mort is in this. And Mort, of course, once again, being voiced by Andy Richard. Mort's appearance is confusing, but I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So, yeah, King Julian, again, he thinks that it's a love potion, and he basically gets all the African animals their attention, and, step right up and, try the love potion and such. And Mort, he volunteers to do so, and by spraying it on Mort, well... King Julian had Maurice dress up like a lady, and Mort falls for this. But Alex, Marty, Gloria, and Melman is not present at this time, with what's happening because of King Julian advertising the love potion. Even because, they know that that's not a girl, that's a dude, as Gloria says. And yeah, they obviously know that it's Maurice. But what happens next is, well, because even Maurice doesn't want to do it, but King Julian insists that he do so. Mort kissing Maurice, it's funny. And then at one point, because, yeah, I think, yeah, Alex, Gloria, and Marty, they're not falling for this because they think it's a joke, this love potion. That is until an Okapi shows up, and this Okapi, and yeah, that's all that this Okapi is named, just Okapi. Like, we don't know this Okapi's name. The Okapi being voiced by Tara P. Henson. I'm not sure if I said her first name right. You know me sometimes. Bear with me. Yeah, so she's the voice of this Okapi. And, of course, we do get the appearance of all the other zebras being voiced by Chris Rock. All the Chris Rock zebras, to put at it. They all fall for this Okapi. And fun fact... when it came to the first Madagascar film, before there was Melman, and, before there was a giraffe, alongside with a hippo, a lion, and a zebra, they were considering having an Okapi be a part of, Gloria, Marty, and Alex, have it, be part of the four main animal cast. But because, I guess at the time, no one had had any idea what the heck an okapi is, they instead went with a giraffe, which which I'd say was, very suitable. And well, thus we have the beloved giraffe, Melman. So yeah, everybody loves Melman, so especially because his personality and the fact that, him getting all this medicine and such, he thinks he's sick, and, even Alex at one time told him, Melman, it's all in your head. And I think, because meaning, like, Melman thinking that he was sick or something, but, he really wasn't. He was completely fine. So yeah, with this okapi stepping in, Marty and all the other Chris Rock zebras, they fall for this zebra. Marty now wants to try the love potion, but at one point, the love potion runs out. And that's when King Julian turns to the penguins. Yeah, we finally see the penguins. And, we of course have our 4 main penguins: Skipper, Kowalski, Private, and Rico. And, once again, Skipper being voiced by Tom McGrath, Kowalski, Chris Miller, and Private, Christopher Knights. Rico, no voice, because sometimes, Rico wouldn't have a voice, but he sometimes would. Like, most notably, John DiMaggio would voice Rico. But, one time, Conrad Vernon, he voiced Rico in the Penguins of Madagascar movie. So speaking of Conrad Vernon, we do get an appearance of the chimps, Mason and Phil, because we see that Melman, because he's been avoiding Gloria throughout most of this Madagascar Valentine's Day special. And there's a good reason, because Melman was planning, and this was very, very sweet of Melman, he was planning to surprise Gloria with what he was giving her, on Valentine's Day. Like, he had the chimps make a giant, Statue of Liberty version of her, and was gonna, do a song and dance for her. He had a list of what he was going to do and surprise her, for her on Valentine's Day. So that's why, she was being avoided by Melman, and Gloria took it the wrong way. So even Alex and Marty knew what Melman was doing, and they were keeping their mouths shut when Gloria turned to them. So again, King Julian turning to the penguins, asking them if they could make another love potion. And while during, they're, trying to, restore and, rebuild the plain, because, them being in the African savannas, and this is during, I guess, the events of Madagascar escape to Africa. And, this is where I might as well go ahead and, talk about this, because like I said early on, Mort's appearance is confusing, because if you've seen Madagascar 2, you know how much we see of Mort in the film, because, he tried to get on the plane, but King Julian didn't want Mort to tag along, and there was a Twilight Zone moment, and, he flew out of the plane and such, he let go of the wing, because when he waved at Alex, and then very later on in the film, he finally made his way to Africa on a beach and being chased by a shark, and then he finally made his way to King Julian and Maurice. So that's where he, finally made his way into Africa and met up with the gang and so on. But why is he in this? It makes no sense. Not to mention, Alex's parents are absent, and, the fact that the penguins are still in the middle trying to put the plane together. And shouldn't the chimps be helping them? Because, in Madagascar 2, Mason and Phil, they were, as they said, they recruited a few extra thumbs for the penguins, and thus, the chimps were quick enough to get started to working on the plane. it is confusing, but overall, Madly Madagascar, it was still good, despite the fact that, things that are not explained, and because, of the appearance of Mort, as I said, so, But anyways, so the penguins, well, they go in, and not only are they, stealing, safari tour jeeps, in order to, build and restore the plane. But yeah, they do help out trying to make another love potion. And we do get an appearance of the tour guide being voiced by Phil Lamar. Yeah, and Phil Lamar once again voices the tour guide. And here's something else. Madly Madagascar came out a year after Madagascar 3, and it would also come out a year before the Madagascar spin-off movie, The Penguins of Madagascar. Well, in Madagascar 3, there was a design change to the humans, but when Madly Madagascar came out, and again, a year after the third Madagascar film, well, the design/look of the human characters reverted back to how they looked in the first two Madagascar films. Like, okay, after all, because again, it takes place during the first Madagascar sequel, so that's understandable. Yeah, and again, like I said, Phil Lamar comes back to voice the tour guide, and also, with the penguins, there's something going on between Skipper and that hula girl bobblehead. If you remember in the second Madagascar film, because there was a thing between Skipper and a bobblehead. It's hilarious. And because it's a bobblehead, to him and, well, to the penguins, it's alive. And, Skipper thinks that, his bobblehead Hawaiian hula girlfriend is upset with him, and, because bobbling, no, or something like that, and giving him the silent treatment. It's pretty funny. And, he's trying to talk to his bobblehead hula girl, what's wrong, why is she upset and such. Even, when... I think, because she was, looking out and watching for them, and she at one point got snatched by the tour guide, and yet the bobblehead was underneath a Jeep. How did the tour guide notice it? I'm sure probably he just happened to have looked down and noticed it, so, and he puts it with his other bobblehead collection, so again, the penguins, finding samples to make another love potion, and still collecting jeeps, and yeah, the tour guide notices the penguins, and then a little bit later, Private alerts Skipper to observe, what's happening with his bobblehead hula girlfriend. Well, because she's surrounded by a lot of other bobbleheads, but, the bobblehead hula girl is face-to-face with this one bobblehead that is playing a guitar and has abs, and this causes Skipper to just... he freaks out, and it is hilarious. It totally is. And what's going on with our four main Madagascar animals? Because, Gloria is still wondering why Melman is avoiding her. Alex still not receiving any, Valentine's Day cards, from the other animals. And Marty trying to make a good impression on the Okapi, and, he needs some of that love potion. Which, eventually, because the penguins, they succeed on making another love potion. Marty uses it and draws attention from the Okapi. She falls in love with Marty, and because of, how he smells because of that perfume. Again, perfume. And this causes all the other African animals to, follow Marty around and fall in love with him because of that perfume that's on him. And Alex, he, still feeling left out because he still hadn't received any Valentine's Day cards back. And then at one point, Gloria coming face to face with Melman and confronting Melman, why has he been avoiding her and such? And like I said, yeah, she takes it the wrong way, thinking that he doesn't want to spend time with her and so on. And, Melman didn't even get the chance to try to explain. I mean, yeah, he wouldn't tell her what's going on, but yeah, still. And Alex, he wants a sample of the love potion, but yeah, the second love potion that the penguins made, it ran out, yeah, and I think, yeah, thanks to Marty. And Julian, he starts making his own love potion, and it doesn't succeed. He doesn't succeed. Yeah, it's what he made. It was something gross and smelly. But Alex, for him, like, he really wants what Julian had made. Yeah, and so does Gloria at one point. And yeah, this was right before, Gloria confronting Melman. So yeah. Yeah, even when Melman, because he had everything prepared and ready, but then disaster happened and, like, the Statue of Liberty, that looks like Gloria, it fell apart and such. Yeah. Poor Melman, because, what he wanted to do for Gloria, but what happens later on. So when Gloria eventually finds out. So Alex, he does get a sample of King Julian's love potion, even when, like, King Julian, because, King Julian sometimes being a dumb king, it's true. No hard feelings on the character of King Julian, of course, because, he is funny. Who doesn't love King Julian? King Julian just telling Alex, like, close your eyes and can you hear the crowd shouting your name and such, because having him think back on, what it was like at New York and, him being, and as King Julian calls them, the New York Giants, listening to the crowd, call out his name and such. And yeah, because Alex, he signs a contract, takes some of the love potion, even though it's not really a love potion, and trying to get some attention from the African animals, but it doesn't really work because he stinks. Even the leaves on a tree fall down because how bad that odorant is. And back to Marty, because, yeah, again, not just the okapi, but all the other African animals, they're in love with Marty because of his smell and, again, the perfume. And Marty at this point is not enjoying this, and he runs away, and he even at one point jumps in the water, and that helps get the perfume off of him. And they wake up from that, the okapi and all the other African animals, because they wake up from, being under that, like, love potion, I want to say, even though, again, it was perfume. And they're like, what are we doing here? And who's this Marty? Like, you know who Marty is, don't you? I mean, did you get to know who this one zebra is named Marty? Okay, whatever. So, and again, Alex, still not having a good Valentine's Day, even when, that love potion he took, which turned out to be not really a love potion, what King Julian made. And the penguins, well, because, they stole another Jeep, but also, yeah, Skipper rescuing and trying to consult with his bobblehead hula girlfriend, which, yeah, eventually, yeah, because they patch things up, again, because that bobblehead is not alive. Like, does Skipper not know that? Well, they're animals, so, and there was one moment where, when they were riding in one of the Jeeps they stole, the tour guide is on their tail. He's, like, gonna try to wreck them. Oh my gosh, like, this tour guide, what is his deal? I mean, he wasn't like this when, Madagascar escape to Africa happened. Well, and the fact that what happened with the tour guide and all the other tourists, along with the the old lady, because they were kind of like a tribe, and, when they captured Alex, like, what happened to that? And especially the old lady. Everybody loves that old lady character, you bad kitty. Where was she? So that's another good example to the confusion of, this Madagascar Valentine's Day special. So, but again, like I said, it's still good, despite the fact, there's a lot of head scratchers. You get what I'm saying. But yeah, the penguins, they succeed stopping the tour guide by throwing all of his bobbleheads at him, because yeah, they stole the Jeep where he put his bobblehead collection on. So they throw the bobbleheads directly at him, and the last one that they throw, well, was the one bobblehead, as I mentioned, playing the guitar, like, yeah, ukulele, and with the abs. Yeah, he was the last one to be thrown, and it hits directly at one part of the Jeep that the tour guide is in, like, damaging, like, a piece of an engine that's propelling, and, the tour guide jumps out of the Jeep, and the Jeep goes flying, and it explodes along with the ukulele bobblehead. And even, like, Skipper kissing his hula bobblehead girlfriend. And making the explosion making a shape of the heart. Again, things have been patched up between Skipper and his bobblehead hula girlfriend. And yeah, back to Gloria and Melman, because yeah, Gloria just being upset, because, again, she took it the wrong way, thinking that Melman wants nothing to do with her anymore. Out of nowhere, the headpiece of the Statue of Liberty that is supposed to look like Gloria, it came down from a tree that she was standing right next to, I should say, and she sees the list and sees what Melman had written and what he was planning to do for Gloria on Valentine's Day, and now she knows, and she finds and goes over to Melman asking Julian having more of that love potion, and King Julian, he's not sure, because, checking out Melman, like, him being skinny and such. But yeah, Gloria stepping in and, telling Melman that was sweet of what he was doing, but he didn't really have to do that all for her. I almost said Melman. Because that really didn't matter to her. What mattered to her was, them being together on Valentine's Day, yeah. And then Marty steps in and tells them about Alex, that they've been forgetting about Alex. And then we see Alex, still making some Valentine's Day cards, and, well, he sees one Valentine's Day card that says, "I'm sorry." And then he sees a trail of other Valentine's Day cards. He picks them up one by one, and it brings him to, well, the tree that he made, like what he put on this tree, Valentine's Day cards, leaving them on the tree for Alex. And Marty, Melman, and Gloria, they apologize to Alex, and Alex realizes what matters, that, what matters is, it doesn't matter, like, who you're receiving them, like, receiving them from those, like, for example, Marty, Gloria, and Melman. So, yeah. His friends, not all the African animals that, he hardly knows. So, and then, right before, the Valentine's Day special ends, King Julian once again steps in and announces that he has created another love potion, like, better than the first one he made. Of course, it's not. And what happens is, and King Julian had an elephant, ride around and advertising the love potion. And yeah, the elephant was all pink. So, the love potion that he made, it slipped and fell and it broke. And King Julian trying to, scoop it up, like suck it up, and what's left of it, but it did hit on King Julian, and what it did was, well, it caused him to lose his fur, and Alex, Marty, Gloria, Melman, and all the other African animals, they just can't stand to see the sight of a naked King Julian, and they walk off. And Maurice covering King Julian. That was a funny way to end it. And yeah, because yeah, definitely that was a great and funny way to end it right there. Madly Madagascar, I think, is a pretty funny, entertaining, and, a pretty decent Valentine's Day special. What was going on in this Madagascar Valentine's Day special was funny, hilarious, and I think, yeah, they did it right. And, it had funny moments and some pretty touching moments for sure. What was going on with our beloved Madagascar animals from, the four main animals, the lemurs, the penguins, everything that I've had to say. It was good and enjoyable. And like I said, a pretty good and decent Valentine's Day special. And I'm giving it, it's on my mind. I'm giving it, 7 out of 10 stars. Yes, 7 out of 10 stars for Madly Madagascar. And what about you guys? What did you think of Madly Madagascar? Like, were you, at first just confused, like, why is there a Valentine's Day special of Madagascar? And up until you saw it and you watched it, and, if you thought it was pretty good and enjoyable, and again, everything that I've had to say about it. And what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. So, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Madly Madagascar. More review videos are on the way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And it's been fun, reviewing a couple of Valentine's Day-ish specials, and I can't wait to do it again. Take care, peace out, and for one last time, Happy Valentine's Day to all of you.